The New World on Mars. A day on the red planet felt like a year on Earth. Sunlight barely reached Mars, but even this insufficient light was a miracle we had learned to harness. Our colony, carved beneath the surface of the planet, was a network of large domes. Greenhouses, laboratories, living quarters, and energy stations made up this small world. It was both a battlefield for survival and a symbol of humanity's hope. Outside, the red soil stretched out desolate and threatening. Inside, we worked tirelessly to create a society of peace and progress. My childhood on Mars was shaped by this harsh but peaceful environment. During the day, I worked in the hydroponic greenhouses. In the evenings, I would sit beside my grandmother, listening to her stories of the old Earth. Her hands always trembled, but whenever she opened her worn copy of The Hobbit, the trembling stopped. The Shire, she would say, was just like our Mars, peaceful, simple, and pure. Yet, there was always a question lingering in my mind: if the peace on Earth had been lost to war, how long could ours on Mars last? The rending of the sky. One night, the answer to my question arrived unexpectedly. The sky split apart with a silent explosion and a blinding light. We gathered in the colony square, everyone watching in silent awe. Black ships, sharp and jagged like obsidian teeth, pierced the atmosphere and descended gracefully yet menacingly. Our leader, Edra, quickly took charge. "Stay calm," she commanded, though her voice betrayed her fear. As the ships landed, no one dared to breathe. When their doors opened, creatures, Viridians, emerged, leaving us stunned. They were taller than any human, with slender, polished bodies encased in armor that glimmered like hematite. Their eyes resembled white stars, hollow and emotionless. They moved silently, their presence as alien as the void of space. Edra stepped forward, her voice steady. "Greetings," she said, her tone diplomatic yet firm, but the Viridians' response was anything but peaceful. An energy blast erupted from one of their ships. One of our greenhouses exploded in a fiery burst, the plants within mingling with the red soil. The first attack had begun, a fight for survival. We hobbits of Mars were not warriors. We were storytellers, farmers, and scientists. But if we wanted to survive, we had to adapt. The first few days passed in a haze of chaos. We hid, we ran, we mourned. Yet, amidst the fear, the determination to fight back began to grow. Our scientists and engineers began to work tirelessly, using the unique features of Mars to develop a defense system. We discovered that the natural lava tubes of Mars could amplify sound waves, creating sonic bursts capable of disabling the enemy ships. Meanwhile, in the depths of our greenhouses, a species of mushroom we cultivated was found to release a compound that could weaken Viridian armor. Everyone contributed in any way they could, though each step forward came with losses. I lost my father in the initial attack. My grandmother, ever resilient, would sit beside me and say, "Peace will always find a way, Lyra." But with every explosion, her words felt more and more like a distant dream. The Song of the Viridians. One night, while working in the laboratory, I intercepted a signal from a Viridian ship. At first, I thought it was a battle command. But as I analyzed it further, I realized it wasn't a message, it was a melody. The high-pitched clicks and vibrations formed a song, one filled with sorrow. It resonated with a profound sense of loss. I brought this discovery to Lyra, our linguist. She studied the signal for hours before finally turning to me. "This isn't a war command," she said. "It's a lament. A song of mourning." Through further investigation, we uncovered the truth: the Viridians were not mere invaders. They were refugees mourning the loss of their homeworld. The planet they called Viridia had once been lush and green, but a catastrophic event had turned it into a barren wasteland. Desperate for survival, they had come to Mars, hoping to save their species. A fragile choice. This revelation divided our community. Some argued that we should seek peace, that the Viridians were living beings just like us. Others believed this knowledge gave us an advantage, that we should strike harder and drive them away. I proposed a different path. Using our defense systems, I sent the Viridians a message. It was a combination of our songs, stories, and a plea for peace. Our signal carried with it the essence of our humanity, our longing for harmony. For days, we waited in silence, our hope dwindling with each passing moment. Then, one night, a Viridian ship appeared in the sky. This time, there was no attack. Instead, a melodic signal emanated from the ship. It was a response to our message. A new beginning. This first communication changed the course of the war. Slowly, we began to talk, to share. We learned about their lost world, their families, their hunger, and their fears. In return, we shared our pain, the destruction of Earth, the loved ones we had lost, and our struggle to create peace on Mars. It was not an easy process. There were still misunderstandings, conflicts, and mistrust. But step by step, we began to understand each other. Today, two peoples live side by side on Mars. The peace is fragile, but it is real. The Viridians share their knowledge of Mars' underground resources, while we teach them our agricultural technologies. When I look up at the sky, I see the lights of our greenhouses mingling with the dark silhouettes of Viridian ships. Opening my grandmother's book, I whisper to myself, perhaps one day, Mars can be as peaceful as the Shire. Let me know if you'd like further adjustments or additions.